Hey, what's up, Solarpreneurs? Today we're going to be going over 4 or 5 irrefutable laws of leadership and how you can apply them to your solar teams. So if you are trying to become a better leader or trying to step into solar leadership or just uplevel yourself, this podcast is for you. Welcome to the show. My name's Taylor Armstrong. We're here to help you close more deals, generate more leads and referrals, and have a much better time in the solar industry. If you're watching the video version of this, no, a customer did not punch me in the face. My wife didn't punch me in the face. It was from a little jiu-jitsu training. Got kicked right in the face, so have a little black eye going on. So sorry, not the prettiest face you're seeing on camera today, but hey, we're back at it. We're showing up in the good and the bad, and got to make sure we bring you some fresh new content to the house. Hey, so this training we're talking about today on leadership, we actually had a great little overview, little training from one of my favorite leaders in solar. His name's Jake Ransom. You can go shoot him a follow. We've had him on the podcast. I think it was maybe 6 months ago. But he is a director over here at Legacy Power and someone that I've learned a lot about leadership from in my time here. And he gave this little training today. Thought he had some great points. So I'm like, yeah, you know what? Let's expound on that. Let's talk a little bit in the podcast about some of these points. And I thought there were some great points to go over and things that we can really apply towards our teams, even if we're just leading one or two people. These are things that you need to start thinking about right away. Okay, so I'm going to go over 4 or 5 points. These are from John Maxwell's books. I think most of them come from the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. Great book. He also has another one, 21 Indispensable Qualities of a Leader. So check out his books. He has some of the best books on leadership. Don't want to miss them. Okay, but here's some quotes from the book, and here's just some of the points, and then we're going to go one by one how we can apply them a little bit more in solar. So the first one, a leader who produces other leaders multiplies their influence. So there's a big difference between just growing numbers versus multiplying impact. Right? I know for myself, it was a little bit different for me because my first, 5-6 years in solar, I was at companies where it was just kind of like you recruit setters, you get a few people under you, you become a manager, and you're just growing, you're boosting your numbers. But the point wasn't really to grow other leaders. It was more just like, hey, build up a few setters, increase our sales numbers, and that was that. Then we run some correlations, and we're a leader after that. So a big shift for me as I've been with my current company, Legacy, down here, is they have a big emphasis on growing other leaders, right? And they even have a leadership training program called DNA, where it's like they call it leadership is in our blood. So they have metrics to get into DNA, and then it's all about growing other leaders, because I think that's how big companies, they multiply their leadership, and that's how they have extreme growth. So as I've been here, I've realized that's a key differentiating factor between a lot of the smaller dealers, smaller companies I was with, and then a company that is growing a lot is they're multiplying their leaders, and they're constantly figuring out a way, how can we get this person to take the next step in the leadership? Who do we need to pour into that's going to be our next leader of a team, right? And it's a mindset shift I've had as well, is looking for other people who can step into leadership. Okay, so that's the first one. Leader who produces other leaders multiplies their influence. Okay, the second quote is, the bottom line in leadership isn't how far we advance ourselves, but how far we advance others. Okay, and it goes right along with that, is I've noticed as time has gone on is your reps, they notice if you're just doing things for kind of a selfish ulterior motive, right? They notice that. And I think times in my career, I've had reps leave because they can see that, oh, this guy, he's just doing these things. He's trying to advance into the next level. Even recently, I think I've lost some reps where I think that's part of maybe why they left, just because they saw that I would pour into them, but There's times where I didn't do great about serving them, about pouring into them, and then they've left because they've seen that maybe this guy, he doesn't care about me as much as I thought he did. It's just so he can advance to the next level. So good reminder for myself and for anyone listening to this is make sure you come with that servant mindset, that it's not just about you advancing to the next level. It's about you all growing together, because you will lose people. You will not advance yourself as much. People will notice that, right? If you want them to produce more, and if they see that you just want that for you to get to the next level, then it's not going to work near as effectively. Yes, that's the second quote. Bottom line in leadership isn't how far we advance ourselves, but how far we advance others. Okay, and then a few more here. Leaders add value by serving others. So this is just, in general, we need to have that servant mindset. How are we serving our reps? So let's think of some practical examples. If you lead a few people, are you checking in with them on a daily or almost daily basis? Okay, that's a way you can serve, right? I'm not a person that a lot of times I don't love being on the phone forever and ever, but I've seen a lot of guys, their reps feel so valued because they can call them. They're being checked in with, and they feel important just because they're getting calls. Another way is just mentoring, recognition, listening, creating opportunities. So are you recognizing your reps? Even if you're leading a few people, are you doing calls? Are you maybe have correlations a couple times a week? Are you huddling up? Are you recognizing things people have done well? Hey, something that has worked well for us is just recognizing people in correlations, actually, bringing people up, having them stand up. Hey, hopefully this is a standard thing, but just recognizing people in front of others, it can do so much good. It makes people feel so important, makes them feel valued. So make sure as you are speaking in front of your teams, as you're leading your teams, you're bringing people up to the front, you're recognizing them. People love to feel valued. People love to feel recognized. Hey, and that's one way you can add value is by serving them, right? And by doing doing things like that. Hey, last couple we got here. The fourth one that I thought was really powerful. And just to wrap up a few of these points, shorter podcast today. The last one I wanted to hit on more than anything is you can't add value to others until you've learned to value yourself. So powerful stuff. You need to value yourself. And for me, this is like leading from the front. This is like being confident in your own abilities. This is taking care of your stuff outside of sales, right? Do you have someone that has your relationships figured out? Is your personal life a mess? For me, I like following leaders where I see that they have a lot of good things going in their life. They're not just making good money, but they have good relationships. If they're married, they spend time with their family, with their kids, and they're not just crushing it in sales, but they're also really effective in faith, family, finance, fitness, right? We talk about in those orders. So for you as a leader, are you adding value to yourself in those other areas? Okay, take a look at yourself. Are you winning in multiple areas, not just in finances and sales? Because if your reps see you as someone that's just a mess in certain areas of your life, or if they see that you're not selling yourself, then it's going to be really tough to lead others. We recently lost a leader over at our company who was great at motivating, inspiring, but his numbers were just really low. He was, a really low performer. He could talk the talk, but he was not performing at a very good level. And eventually it came back to bite him. He stepped away, and it was working well for about 6 months. But eventually, I think it caught up to him, and it made him less effective as time went on. So ask yourself, are you valuing yourself? Do you see yourself as a leader? Would you follow yourself if you were a rep looking up to that person? And hopefully the answer is yes. If not, take a look at what you can do better. Okay, so the challenge this week, as you listen to this podcast, number 1, identify one person you can mentor or add value to this week. Even if you're not a so-called leader at your company, your opportunity, wherever you're at, who can you mentor or add value to this week? And then ask yourself daily, did I add value to someone today? Great question to ask yourself. And did I add value to myself? So ask yourself those things this week. If you follow these irrefutable principles of leadership, I promise you will become a better leader. It's something you constantly need to up-level yourselves in, right? If you're not reading books, if you're not listening to podcasts, if you're not trying to improve in different aspects, faith, family, finance, fitness, then it's going to be very tough to lead others. It's going to be very tough to expect them to do the same. One thing that I love about being a leader is I'm forced to make improvements, right? I'm forced to be at the top of my game. I'm forced to study more and forced to work more too. Because if I'm leading others, then I got to be out there, right? We got to be out getting in the hoods, getting in the turf with our team. And that's how we grow. So send this to someone that could use some help being a more effective leader. Hopefully this helps someone today. Please send it, share it, spread it. And again, shoot me any leaders that you want featured on the podcast. We got some exciting guests coming up. Finally have a few in the books. So excited to share some guests we got coming up soon on the show. But please send me your topic suggestions, your guest suggestions, and anything else, any other feedback you have about the show. Would love to hear it. So thanks for tuning in on the podcast today. Go crush some deals this week, and we will see you on the next episode.